Good afternoon, hello and welcome to Secklow Radio, the community radio station for Milton Keynes, bringing people and communities together. This is the Business Lunch programme where we're live online, and I'm talking to Roger Stotesbury, who's the owner of Jump Off the Screen. From an outside perspective, what is it that you feel that makes your company successful?
Well, an example of this might be we care about every shot. And I don't think in some work produced by some of my competitors that's necessarily true. I've sat with fellow video makers and they say to me, well, of course I would have got that right, but there wasn't the budget for it. I.e., because the client wasn't paying a bit more, I didn't put the extra effort into it. I don't think you'll ever hear that said at Jump Off the Screen. We work on budgets, we agree those budgets up front, but I would like to think that if you spoke to any of our clients, they would say that budget becomes immaterial. What then becomes important is the actual finished work. And I could talk about numerous examples where we've gone out again and again and again because there was one sequence that for us wasn't working. I think we've got a pretty high threshold of what we find acceptable.
Sure.
And if there's something wrong, we do it again, we work on it, we re-edit it, we reshoot it, whatever.
And so you would do that within the budget that's given to you. It wouldn't be an additional cost to the client. Yeah,
absolutely. I've been on the client side long enough to know that the last thing you want is somebody coming back and saying, we didn't think that was dramatic enough or emotive enough, we want some more budget. I see it as our job to make it right. Yeah. And that's the joy. You know, I'm a creative person more than I'm a business person.
That leads us on nicely to what that actually means, the type of service that you provide to your customers and clients and potential clients. What does that mean to the listener?
Well, it's all about service. Our videos go onto DVDs. Here's one that we did for Stowe Landscape Gardens. So if you go to Stowe, you can buy this. And Jim, I'd like you to take away this copy. That's yours.
Okay.
But also our films are shown at events, and they clearly are more and more shown on websites.
Yes.
That's the big growth. That's the exciting area.
Yeah.
And it's changed. The technology is changing this. Just as everyone has a pen and everyone can write, but not everyone can write a book.
Yeah.
Not everyone can write a great piece of copy.
Yes.
And I feel the same way about video. There's a place for the homemade video in business, but there's a place. It's a limited place. And I think what sets aside companies on the web is well-crafted, well-structured, well-positioned videos, and they're the ones that can allow those brands or those companies or those people to really stand out. Yes. And I guess, put very simply, that's what we're trying to do for our clients.
Yeah. So can you give us some examples of the work that you've done? I mean, you mentioned Stowe there, but you probably have a few others.
Yeah, we love working for the National Trust.
Yeah.
Absolutely love working for the National Trust. We've just taken on NHBC, which is a big organisation in Milton Keynes. They've got a new initiative using websites.
Yeah.
And in our studios, we've filmed a demonstration of that. So that's very new. This morning, we've been filming another part of a video we're doing at the moment for the Open University, which is quite high level, quite strategic, and is, I think, communicating some quite important messages for them.
Some good clients again.
Yeah, and I think that one really interesting one is Tensata. They've developed what they call a virtual assistant. So if you, for instance, were to fly in, Jim, to Dubai Airport, you'll see a virtual assistant talking to you, telling you what to do, telling you what to buy.
Yes. Now,
those are all filmed in our studio, and we're delighted to have an ongoing relationship with Tensata.
That's an exciting project. So what if I was a potential client, what would be the key benefit, do you think, from from one of your videos, if it was on my website? I mean, rather than just having text sitting on the website, why would I benefit more by having a video, do you think? I mean, I have my own opinion. Just think that it can get the message across better than text. Rather than reading text, I think visually it looks good. So I suppose that's one benefit.
Well, Jim, I hope you won't mind me saying this, but I looked at your website, and given what you've just said, I find it kind of interesting that you don't have a video.
Yes, yeah.
Because let me give you an example. If you had a video on your website, people would have the chance to meet you.
Yes.
I go to your website and I don't meet you. I don't see you as a personality. I don't see you as a person who's committed to your clients, and it has a professional approach.
Absolutely.
And I don't get a sense of any character. I don't feel warm towards you. So that's a wonderful thing that web videos can do. They can introduce you to people.
Yes.
They can demonstrate. So a web video, I think there's a lot of evidence that shows that it's all about engagement.
Yes.
It can, I could argue that it could also save money, because we do videos where we film, for instance, the chairman of the National Trust. Now, that means he doesn't have to travel the country talking to lots and lots of properties.
Yep.
So there's probably a cost saving with some of the videos we produce. Yes. Also, web video producers also churn out all these figures about how it's great for SEO, great for Google searching. That's true. It's not a major thing that I push, because I don't think that's the reason personally why people should buy video. I think people should buy video because they're proud of what they do. They want to share it and show it to people. And video on the web is frankly the most effective way of doing that.
Yeah. If you were working at your company and not being yourself, what's it like to work at Jump Off the Screen?
You should ask my colleague Alex this, not me. He should be here.
Okay, what do you think he would say?
Well, I'd like to think that he enjoys it. Every day we play table football. It's that sort of office, nice and spacious. It's a little bit like a London editing suite. Very airy, very light, very creative, very purple. That's our brand.
All right.
And just focused, really. Focused on what's on the screens, focused on what we're filming downstairs. Great thing about creativity is when you can work with good people. And throughout my career, there are times when you have good relationships with other creative people. I'm very fortunate that at the moment I've got that, and I've got the teamwork. And when we work together, and when we bring in freelancers to work with us.
Okay. You're given us an indication of the people that you've worked with and do work with. Is it a typical type of client? Is it more, I don't know, the technical, knowledgeable type company that comes to you, or is there a variety of clients that you have that have switched on to this idea of marketing themselves?
Well, some of my clients might be listening, so let me be careful. But I don't see the clients we're working with as being, necessarily technically, superior.
Sure.
I think they're just excited about the possibilities. I mean, they almost come to us for some of those to fill in the technical gaps. But I think they're just excited about the opportunities. So I would define them really as the people who are looking forward to where marketing is moving, and they're excited. And we like to work with excited, enthusiastic people,
Sure.
And I think that creates a good relationship. And I think you'll agree, I'm sure, business, whatever you're doing, is all about a relationship, a strong business relationship. One of the people that I admire a lot says it's about, for someone like myself, it's stepping into the client's world.
Yes.
It's understanding their business. And one of the things I love about our job is that when you're making a film about a company, you really do have to step into their business. They take you places that they wouldn't take anyone else.
Yeah,
they show you things.
Point. Yeah, absolutely.
They show you things.
Yeah.
And it's a real privilege. And I hope some of the way we feel about that privilege reflects in our work, but also they sense that as well.
Yeah.